Hi traders, welcome back to my channel. This is Forex Shinobi, and on today's video I'm going to be talking about the best way to take trades using order block approach. That's the supply and demand. Now today's video you can see that I have three trades on my screen. That's the volatility 10, 25 and 150x. So starting with the volatility 10. So now this is a chart. First of all, as I usually say, once you come to your chart, you do your top-down analysis. So most times if you go to the higher time frame like the daily or 4 hours or weekly time frame, most times you see the general move, but sometimes it might look like the market is in a range. So but if you come down to smaller time frame and still do the top-down analysis, maybe starting from 30 minutes down to 1 minute time frame, you'll be able to at least get a smaller view of the direction of the market. Because if you take a look now, you see that from the 30 minutes time frame, the market is in an uptrend. So we have this series of breakout structures to the upside. I see this low, high, lower low, high, high. This high is high, previous, so and so on. Now since you have seen that the market is in an uptrend, you only look out for demand zones and not supply zones, because the market is in an uptrend, that the movement is to the upside, so look out for demand zones. Then when the market is in a downtrend, you look out for supply zones. Now I was able to spot this demand zone using this red candle here, because you can clearly see that this move made I had a break of structure here, right? So as the move went up, it took out this high. So how do you know a valid order block or a move that is going to leave a valid order block? First of all, a valid order block occurs when the move, like this particular move, takes out a high or a low depending. So in this scenario now, this move took out this high and then also leaving an imbalance. You understand? So the move has to take out a high or a low depending. So in this case now, it's going to take out a high because this is an uptrend. In a downtrend scenario, it's going to take out a low to form new low, right? So now this move now took out this high and then leaving an imbalance behind that needs to be filled. So what is an imbalance? If you look at this now, you see that this candle here, this particular candle, this blue one, so focus on these three candles now. This one first, second and third. So just focus on these three candles. First of all, the first blue candle, see the wick. So this is the high of this blue candle, right? This high of this candle started with this wick, so this is the high of this candle. Then the third candle, this is the low. This small wick here is the low of this candle. So you can see the difference or the gap between this low of this candle and the high of this candle. So let me mark that out so you understand what I mean. Do you see the difference or the gap? So this whole area now is the gap between the low of this candle and the high of this. So this is called an imbalance or a fair value gap, and it needs to be filled. So you only take valid order blocks when you spot a move like this. So the move has to take out a high and then it must have an imbalance. So that is a valid order block. So you come down and look for a good order block that the market has to tap into and then bounce to the upside. So that was how I was able to spot this particular move. Then moving down to volatility, I think that was volatility 25. Yeah, on volatility 25, the same thing happened. We determine the trend of the market. You can also see that this is an uptrend. You only look out for demand zones. Now you can see this clear break of structure to the upside. Did you see this? This high took out these previous highs, though these are equal highs. So this move to the upside took out these previous highs, also leaving an imbalance. If I zoom in, you also see the imbalance. Do you not see it? See this gap? Though most times, because I've been on this market for long, so without even checking all these, I know where the market is supposed to respect. You can see that there is an imbalance here. So the market has taken out this high and then left an imbalance that needs to be filled. So the market came back to that block. I didn't on the time frame. It was on the 15. So I'm going to go down to 15 minutes time frame. So this is the gap. I have seen the gap. So let me delete that. On the 15 minutes time frame, you see the other block that I used. So going to the left side, you see this. This is the other block. So this red candle is what I used the block. The high to the previous. You can see the imbalance here. You see the imbalance, right? So the gap between this, the high of this candle and the low of this one, is the gap that needs to be filled. So the market had to come back, fill the gap, and then the other block, and then bounce to the upside. The same thing also happened on volatility 150x. Volatility 150x 1s. This is it. So starting from the higher time frames, let's say from the 4 hours, you do your top-down analysis. That's the first thing you do. From the 4 hours, you see the move is to the downside. As you can see, the move is to the downside. So in this kind of scenario, I'm only looking for supply zones, not demand zones, because the market has to go to the downside. So if I bring out my trend line and put across, you see that there's a trend to the downside. So whenever the market gets to this trend line, it has to respect it. But I won't just jump in blindly. I also look for patterns, reversal patterns. And if you have been following my channel, you notice this pattern. I believe most of you have seen the pattern already. So this is the 4 hours time frame. You can see this QML pattern here, one of my best reversal patterns. You can see that we had a low here that was and then a high. This high was taken out by this high to give us a higher high. Now tapping into the trend line, right? So you wait for a change of character to the downside. That means this low has taken out this previous low. Now the market has to go up. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. The market came back to test this other block and then tap into it, moved to the downside. First of all, the market moved up, right? Then a low, a higher high. But generally you are expecting the market to go up, to go down, right? Because you know that this is a trend line. You're already expecting the market to go down once it taps into this trend line. So the market gave us this high, low, higher high. This high took out this previous high, then came down and took out the previous low. Therefore you have a higher high and a lower low. So all you have to wait for is for the market to go up to this other block. Now are you seeing this other block? This blue candle here is what I used for this other block. So the market has to tap into the other block, therefore also giving you the right shoulder of this Quasimodo setup, because this is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So what you are basically looking out for in a Quasimodo is a higher high and a lower low. Higher high, lower low, then the two shoulders, left and right shoulders. So this is the other block that initiated this move to the downside. But this is the first move, right? So I missed this first move, but then it happened again from the 1 hour time frame. You won't see it here now, because if you take a look here, you see this move. Well, I'm going to show you from the 1 hour time frame. That's why you are seeing these two shadows. This first shadow here, this block here, is for the move of the 4 hours, while this second block is the move that happened from the 1 hour time frame. But you can see how nicely it's respecting the trend line. So if I go down to 1 hour time frame, this is where I took this trade from. Now you can see it clearly, the left shoulder of this move. Hope you guys are seeing it. This is the left shoulder here, the head, and then it took some time before the right shoulder formed. Are you seeing it? A move to the upside, then a low, a higher high. That's the head now, the head of the move. So this higher high is the head, and it took out this previous high. Then this is the lower low that took out this previous low, and then it took some time for the market to come up to give us the right shoulder. Therefore tapping into other block. If I zoom in, you see the other block. You see this tiny blue candle that I used for the other block, all the way to the right side, and was waiting for the market to tap into it. See how it tapped into the zone, and I sold from that place. So this is simple, guys. That's all for this video. Please, if you are new to my channel, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss this kind of setups whenever I drop them. Thank you guys for watching the video.